Mm. Luckily, it only happened 2 minutes in. All right, Wes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome back to the Splash Cast Saturday Morning Live. We actually have been recording for about 3 minutes. Thought you guys were with us on the live, but I forgot to press go live, so we're back now, man. Welcome, episode 62, Saturday Morning Live after a 7-day hiatus. My brother, how are you feeling today?
I am blessed and highly favored. Happy to be feeling a little bit better. Won't get the best of me. Can't keep me down because I am the pod god himself,
Ooh.
Paul Norwood, numero uno, head honcho.
Ooh, that boy Norwood had that 7-day bout with the sickness. Now he out here drinking the elixir over there. Shout out, feeling good.
Sure lit elixir too, boy.
Russ, my guy, what it do, brother?
Yes,
what it
sir.
do? Oh man. All right, so now, oh no, we're good. It's good. What it do? Russ is on YouTube. Welcome. We are live. As you know, Splashcast is live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live on, it's so many places that we're live. You can literally catch us everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We are live. Oh, Twitch. Can't forget the Twitch. We're live on Twitch as well. Sneaky, what's good, Sneaks? Y'all hear in the background the wonderful tunes of the Splash Spangled Banner. If you haven't had a chance, go and give it a download, give it a listen to our episode soundtrack, y'all. That's 21 Savage.
You need some music anyway. Go ahead, turn that on.
Yeah, man. Go ahead,
Let that
turn it
sizzle
on.
in your spirit.
Yeah, I know y'all still got some leftover barbecue. Act like just hook it on up to the Bluetooth and have a good time. Hook it on up to the Bluetooth.
Call your boy.
Save us a plate.
Cause I ain't had no plate, so yeah, I would desperately love.
You did miss the you did miss the holiday. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Hey, man.
But I had a good Wednesday and Thursday to make up for it. Know that Wednesday and Thursday was well deserved.
Hey, man, I'm not normally a person that likes Crown Apple, but they may have found something with this Crown Apple and cranberry that I'm holding right here. This is not an ad unless Crown give us a call. This is a wonderful breakfast beer or breakfast drink.
Me.
Wonderful breakfast drink. Crown. Call me. But guys, we got a few things we're gonna talk about today, man. You know, we're gonna keep it light. We're not gonna have this is not an entire episode. This is not gonna be the 2-hour, 3-hour ones that you're used to on Tuesday and Thursdays. This is us kind of here, you know, Saturday Morning Live, shooting the shit, so to speak, man. We got a few things we're gonna talk about today. Where you want to start, man? I got thoughts on all of this. I got thoughts on everything that we gonna talk about. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to be here. I've been wanting to talk about a whole lot of stuff for the last 2 weeks, and I ain't had a chance. I'm ready. Where you want to start?
It's so tough because it's like you want to get in there. I'm ready for college football. I have, I think, unique thoughts on the Baker situation, and basketball is basketballing at unprecedented rates. Do. All right, let's start with chaos. Baker.
Ah, yes, sir.
Let's start out with some shit, man.
Oh, man, let's start out with some shit, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks like Baker Mayfield is now a Carolina Panther. He is now a Carolina Panther, which when we talked about this in the past, this was really the only team that made sense, right? There weren't too many other teams that needed a Baker Mayfield that hadn't already went out and gotten their quarterback. It wasn't too many teams. It is funny that Robbie Anderson, the star receiver, well, I don't know who's the star because him and DJ Moore kind of battle.
They don't really look for. This is exactly how I feel about Panthers wide receivers. The Panthers don't care about their wide receivers, so why should we? Is that fucked up? I mean, they don't. You have never tried to. The last good wide receiver y'all had was like Steve Smith and Greg Olsen. Y'all don't
and Musin Muhammad. That was the last three receivers you had.
Y'all don't care, so neither do I. People are like, oh, I can't believe you got that wrong. I wasn't. You are estimating the fact that you think that I care enough to get it right. I don't care about Robbie Anderson. I'd rather care about Otis Anderson than damn Robbie Anderson.
Talk about names that are extinct. Otis.
Not if you're a Super Tecmo Bowl player like myself, who happens to be an aficionado.
But Baker Mayfield,
Jeff Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler. There was a joke that I was about to say. There was a joke I was about to say, but it was pausy.
Back. Baker Mayfield. Hell no. We ain't been going for Reggie to come back with this. No. Hey.
Well, we can talk. I get us canceled with Baker Mayfield too. I hate him too. But anyway, he finally got out of there from Cleveland.
So did the Browns.
The Browns traded Baker Mayfield to Carolina, and this brings up a whole lot of questions, like a whole lot of thoughts and comments with this, right? You see, I'm folding my arms.
I want to know the questions that you have.
I don't really have no questions. This is just thoughts and comments. We knew this was coming.
It's not to be confused with thoughts and prayers. This is thoughts and comments. T's and C's instead of T's and P's, baby.
Yeah, I do not pray for Baker Mayfield. I don't pray against him, and I don't pray for him.
It's just my prayers are reserved for other things, not you, Mr. Mayfield.
Yeah, you can talk to Progressive. But anyway. Come on, man. You got me on the roll.
Him on the roll. Rolled his ass right on out of there for nothing.
They gave him for a 2024, I think it was either 4th or 5th round pick.
You want this empty Big Mac box and Baker Mayfield? Well, here you go.
They gave him the MacGyver get out of jail free card kit. That's all it was, bro. He got a paper clip, some gum, and some string and some floss. That's all he got. But
the thing is, you don't know who won the trade yet.
So that was going to be my first point, right? So they traded Baker Mayfield. First of all, as much as I hate Baker Mayfield, I did make this point yesterday. He's not as bad as I want.
We're going to talk about him.
As we're going to talk about him, and as I want him to be. Like, he's not as bad as I want him to be. Like,
yeah. He's a mediocre quarterback, but we're going to talk about him like he's a flaming piece of trash. So go ahead and get ready for both of them. If you don't like it.
Well, I guess we're going to kind of flip. We're going to switch places because normally I'm the one that talks about him like he's a flaming bag of trash. But today I'm actually shooting him a little bail because even though he did have Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Callaway. He had all of those weapons. He also had, 4 head coaches in 4 years or 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years? And of all of those coaches and people that he had, none of them are actually still coaching?
Still Cleveland. Don't necessarily.
Ooh.
They're the guys who are still going to find a way to trade away their best quarterback.
The thing about yes.
No, I want you to hear me. You are in a better, like, this is their plan, is to trade away their absolute best quarterback right now.
You can see the chat, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So
you can breathe all you want to.
No. Like, one, the front office is just hell. They are horrible. The front office is horrible. But they, Baker Mayfield got he had a lot of weapons, yes, but he had those 4 coaches in 4 years, and one of them, yes, they beat the Falcons when we were terrible in Cleveland, but you knew how I knew that they weren't going to be that good or they were going to fuck this up because they ran the wishbone twice, like as a real play. Like, that was a package. And I was like, okay, the Falcons suck. Yes, we suck. We're terrible that year, but there's no way you can think that running the wishbone, Kevin Stefanski, or what was the other dude? I can't remember the other guy's name. He was a running back. Freddie Kitchens. He's the one that ran the wishbone.
Where's he at now?
With Rush Post. No.
Take me to the king, Lord. Reggie not going to have us here long for sure.
No, but so, like, that's why I was shooting Baker Mayfield some bail because he never had consistency, right? It's kind of like the same thing. The same argument could be made for when people were doubting Matt Ryan. from 2012 to 2016. He didn't have the same coordinator, or was it 2016 to 2000? After the Super Bowl.
There's never been a point that Matt Ryan and Baker Mayfield have had the same level of anything. Let's get that clear. Now, I can understand maybe there may be parallels in their journey, but skill level, one is consistently pretty good, and one is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Does this make Carolina a playoff team? I don't think it moves. So, according to Drew Orlovsky of ESPN's own, where they get paid to do this, he said Baker Mayfield makes the Carolina Panthers a playoff team. Mind you, they're in the division with Tom Brady.
USFL. I agree. They are probably a USFL playoff team. Not a doubt. I can see that for them. And I love that for them, too. But if he's talking about an NFL in the year of our Lord 2022, you can go to hell to heck. He's not a playoff over there.
No, not at all.
You're not even the second best team in the NFC South. You might not be the third best team in the NFC South.
Are they not the second best team in the NFC South?
Hell no. You think no. Yes, I agree, Russ. Crack.
Yeah, he is on crack.
I mean, I definitely think it's, of course, touchdown Tom and the Tom Brady heirs. Then you have us and the Aints, and then I think you have the team that got their quarterback 2 days ago.
And he still got to beat out. Like, this the thing. They still. Hey, I need them.
You don't even know who he has to beat out.
I need Baker Mayfield to do. This is why. This is selfishly. So I can do it. I can do it because they're bad.
Do it.
So I need, and this is I'm gonna answer your question and tie it into my point. I need Baker Mayfield to be good so that it can erase my worst sports take of all time. My worst sports take of all time was that Sam Darnold was going to prove himself by leaving the Jets and going to Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers, and I said he was going to be a good quarterback. And after Matt Ryan left,
hold on, my audio had cut out. Can you say that again?
No, I cannot. It's recorded. You can go back and listen to it. But
so looked me off like he was Donovan Mitchell and I was Rudy Gobert. He said, "Nah,
nah, we can't go back." But
past that. Now I'm not past that. Do you?
We happy to be back, y'all. But so I need Baker Mayfield to be good because Sam Darnold was absolutely atrocious. Is like a level up of where he was. Like, he was so bad.
I just hate when I be trying to tell my friends, bro, don't do that, man. You don't have to do that. And you did it. And now
I did. I stepped out there too, and it's on tape. I said it multiple times last year.
Now look, and you see, let this be a teachable moment for all of us.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. Nah, I'm not 7 years old. We ain't gonna have no goddamn teachable moments.
When you make one mistake, what you do not do is then beget another mistake. Now you are counting on Baker Mayfield to make you look
me look good, right? This is why you don't lie. This is how I tell you kids you don't lie. Don't lie, because one lie begets another lie.
Exactly. Now here you are like, man, I just need Baker Mayfield.
I just need Baker Mayfield to make it right. Oh.
If you're hoping that Baker Mayfield can make it right for you, you already living wrong.
So, as Sneaky said, that Carolina is now the fourth best team in the division.
Maybe fifth best.
But I had the practice squad. So
exactly. Oh yeah, I definitely think the Tom Brady scout team is better than them.
And they traded. The thing about them is they traded away their best asset. But we forgot to make this point about the Baker Mayfield joint. The Browns paid the Panthers to take him. They are paying $10 million of his salary. $10.5 million of his salary. He took a pay cut on the other type. So the Panthers are basically paying him like a $1.5 million next year. They're paying him the same amount that the Browns are paying Deshaun Watson.
No, I thought he was supposed to get $18 million and they split it, which is $9 million.
It's not a split. It is not a split. Most of the money goes to Cleveland, and he took a pay cut. When he signed with Carolina, he took a pay cut, so it went from 18 to 15. I believe, or maybe it was 16. He took a pay cut though. They're only paying him like 1.5, maybe at the most $2 million next year. It's coming off the Panthers cap, and they got a 5th round draft pick.
It's just a, and they won the trade because Baker Mayfield is a
competent quarterback. Fourth round pick.
He's a mediocre-ish quarterback. You don't really have another way to get a quarterback this good at this point. I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what the game plan is here now that you have Baker and Scam Darnold. And I saw 2 weeks ago you guys were looking at.
They got Matt. Oh, you told me the name of the quarterbacks. I'm gonna name the third one that you forgot about. Matt Corral.
You thought I forgot? Never did I.
Boy, if that ain't just throw everything in the bag and hope you get something decent.
No, throw everything in the bag and sit it outside. They pick up the trash on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And this is a desperation move too because Matt Rule was on his way out. They were trying to fire Matt Rule last year.
This whole team is on the way out. You remember Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, they was trying to trade Christian McCaffrey, but his body is made of glass, so he was never able to get off the injured reserve so that they could trade him. Then I think they re-signed him. They signed him to an extension.
And shout out to Dan Orlovsky for thinking this team is a playoff team. You are a special person yourself. Congratulations, you big dummy.
Dang, I should have had that queued up.
I'm just happy that this isn't our team. People always want to be able to separate themselves from the bottom, and this, I think, is clearly the bottom. We will be fighting it out for the second and third position, NFC South, and Touchdown Tom. We just gotta hope that he.
I think the Falcons are second. I think the Falcons are second. Falcons are definitely second.
I mean, it's tricky. I mean, they're both like you have unproven quarterback, Jameis, and whoever we roll out there. We have one really good asset, Kyle Pitts. They got what's his name?
Michael Thomas.
Alvin Kamara.
Michael Thomas.
They got Michael Thomas. We have Drake London. They're pretty similar. I think that both teams have improved on defense, and we'll see where we kind of shake out. But I don't think that there's a clear number 2, but I do think that there's a clear number 4.
There's a 1 and 4 for sure. This is the reason why I say that they're not better than us. This is the reason why I say that I don't know if they're better than us. Yes, the Saints have all of that, but they're missing one major piece. Remember, Sean Payton left. Sean Payton is the dude that drew up that offense to be like
you're right,
the greatest, one of the better offenses of really, if you think about it, that whole 2000s decade from 2006 to 2000 and he left 2022. They were in the top 10 of offenses every year, top 10, top 5 every year. So, yes, Jameis went. They have, yes, I see Russ. They got Landry. They have Michael Thomas. They have Alvin Kamara. They drafted Olave from Ohio State.
Woo, okay, now relax.
Forgot about that, didn't you? You forgot about that. They have a tough offense.
Guys who 6'3" too. I don't know all their names and whatnot, but they all.
But I'm not sure you're gonna be able.
I'm banking.
Hey, come on back,
Julio. Julio returns,
and he'll get to play his better position, possession receiver.
You either got to come back to Atlanta or you got to go to the Colts. Those are really your only 2 options at this point.
Yeah. Defensive improvement would do from KC. Yeah, but I just don't know. I don't know what their offense is going to look like. I don't, Sean Payton was an offensive genius.
I think our coaches are better, which is weird to say.
I think our coaches are more proven than they are.
Yeah, I think that they got it. They clearly have a plan. Now, you can have all the best plans in the world, but you still have to execute. But them just having a plan is such a step in the right direction that.
Yeah, we got a plan. We got a plan.
We could be out there with our second best player. Don't know if he's gonna come back or not, and he'd be on radio silence.
Oh, you're talking about the Nets. Before. So.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks.
I forgot about that too. But
you
before,
I was talking about KD radio.
Yeah, I was.
JC radio silence, baby.
Of how the defense carries them.
Braves,
But
Braves got a plan though. Hit home runs. That's it.
Hit home runs. That's all we're gonna do. Speaking of separating yourself from the bottom, though. USC and UCLA have left the Pac-12 and they are now going to the Big Ten. And really kind of an unprecedented move. I didn't see this happening at all.
Because of geography.
Yeah. Like they are. Well, there's a whole lot of thoughts on this when it comes to them moving to the Big Ten. Aside from geography, I listened to about 4 or 5 main podcasts, and they all said like, what kid from USC is gonna go to the University of Wisconsin game in the middle of November to go to a recruiting visit? Ain't nobody gonna go to Wisconsin in October or November. It's already snow on the ground in September up there.
Hey, I want everybody to be clear about this though. We don't care about this because this is not real football. That's it.
The disrespect doesn't change.
I want the disrespect to be very. I want it to be crystal clear. I want the world to see it. That you guys are just dancing around, making these new conferences. It looked like an Etch-a-Sketch. They just
it looks bad, dog. It looks bad.
What? Y'all are the minor leagues of college football, and then there's the SEC. And I just need you guys to know where you fall in the hierarchy of football, and you've made it evidently clear. I wanted that to be in there.
So for the disrespect. I do think that this move isn't the greatest move right now. Of course, now there is the point where the Pac-12 had that awful TV deal with Fox. How many Pac-12 games did you watch on Fox? None. It was awful. It was an awful TV deal.
The only thing about that is, what is the only West Coast thing that you watch sports-wise?
Basketball.
Lakers.
Basketball. Yeah. Basketball.
Lakers. Not how many
That's
Clippers
basketball.
games you really sat down and watched?
Come on.
Oh, you know what? That's a lie. You also get Warriors.
That's I say Warriors.
Warriors and Lakers. And you want to know why? Because one of those is the biggest sports franchise in the world, and the other one has the greatest shooter to ever walk the earth, and one of the top 5 valued organizations.
Yeah. So the only way that this move works, to me, is if they get Notre Dame to join the Big Ten. If you get Notre Dame to join the Big Ten, you then restore the Notre Dame USC rivalry. You got Notre Dame Michigan. You got Notre Dame Penn State, because you got all of those. That to me would be the icing on the cake for this move.
Put everybody in one super conference versus SEC. Y'all know y'all want to do it. Just do it.
Well,
just go ahead and then be the best and
the rest.
Best of the rest. And y'all figure it out. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I am trying to be funny.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It really doesn't matter. The SEC is like, boy, you can shuffle these cards and cut these cards a million damn times. I'm still coming up spades every time. So whatever you want to do, let's do it.
I think the ACC, if Notre Dame leaves the ACC, that'll be the big. Well, Notre Dame technically isn't totally in the ACC. They play an ACC schedule for football, but everybody else is in the ACC in every other sport. But if Notre Dame were to leave and pull everybody out of the ACC, I think you'll see a mass exodus to the. You'll see a mass exodus. That's a good point, Josh. You'll see a mass exodus to the SEC, and then you'll just have two conferences like NFC and AFC.
Exodus. Who you think the SEC is letting in?
Miami.
For what? For the next time that they get in trouble to be on the death penalty?
No, Miami academically. You're looking at more than just football, right? So like Notre Dame, like the Big Ten, the reason the Big Ten stays relevant and is really, really good and they keep the teams in there is because academically the Big Ten is probably the best major PWI conference of Power 5 conferences, the Big Ten academically, right? So if you're looking at it from a standpoint of you're trying to bring in other schools, you would look at teams academics like Miami, who has one of the top medical programs in the nation, would step
Good luck
up.
and Godspeed. The SEC gonna be like, no.
So yes, they're gonna say yes because in a way I just disrespected Miami by calling them Vanderbilt. So that's it.
Which was good. Like, now we pod because I was about to say, bro, we already got Vanderbilt. We good. We've met our quota of one smart guy here, and after that, we're here for football. He's gonna do all of our homework, and we're gonna play football. So we good. ACC is only really being held, as far as football is concerned, is Dabo Swinney or death. And Dabo's getting closer and closer to his own edge. So at that point,
man, they just signed one of the best defensive line classes in 2023 so far. Like back to when they had all them D linemen I followed the recruiting. They're gonna be nice next year. They just don't have no quarterback.
Who's the quarterback? Is DJ Ukulele gonna play quarterback again next year, or his little brother, little baby Ukulele?
His little brother,
whatever it is. You don't have a quarterback. We don't care. Congratulations on your collection of defensive tackles and ends. We will see them in the NFL. But if you don't have a quarterback, you don't stand a chance, my friend.
Josh, Ice Cold Alpha right there. Ice Cold Alpha 06 made a good point. Notre Dame doesn't want to lose this exclusive football contract with NBC because if you go to the Big Ten also plays on Fox.
Big Ten Network.
Yeah, and Big Ten Network. So then they would have to play immediate, which is kind of the same thing that Texas and Oklahoma. Texas had Longhorn Network, right? And now they're joining the SEC, and I think they still get to keep that, or maybe the SEC takes control of Longhorn Network.
No, they gonna keep that.
Well, Longhorn Network don't make no money. No, nobody outside of Austin watches Longhorn Network, and they paying to get to reach a billion people.
That's all you need. That's all you need is Austin.
Yeah. So you got UCLA and USC to the Big Ten. That now leaves in the Pac-10, which is now the Pac-12, which is now back to the Pac-10. Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, Utah, Stanford. I don't know the rest of these people. Colorado. Yeah, Colorado.
Go Buffs. Rashawn Salam is not walking through those doors, ladies and gentlemen. As you're naming them, I'm just thinking about how bad, like, when the last time people respected that team. Cal, it had to be with like Aaron Rodgers or
Marshawn Lynch. Nobody cared about Aaron Rodgers. He was in the green room. Arizona State. Yeah, that's all of them. That was the other two I was missing. Arizona State.
Is Herm Edwards still coach Arizona State? If so we support that. If not, then
yeah. I mean,
let's go, Herm. You need to win the pack because
Herm needs to learn. Y'all got to learn how to recruit and keep the best players in Arizona because they are leaving.
Well, no, parents, you should find a way to send your kid to Herm Edwards. He's clearly a great maker of men.
Yep, there it is. Arizona State. That's who I was missing. So you take USC and UCLA. Those are your flagship schools, right? Those are, now that I think about it, those are that's your flagship recruiting ground.
And those guys are good for exactly one good guy in the last decade. I can name one guy from everywhere.
Pac-12.
Arizona State, you had Gronk. Arizona, Jesus. Mike Bibby.
Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman was the last one.
That was Arizona State. No. Gronk went to Arizona State, I thought. He's a Sun Devil.
I thought he went to Arizona. He went to Arizona.
Maybe.
But anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, so my point is about this realignment is the Pac-12 has lost all of.
You're right.
Even Arizona has lost all of their footprint in Southern California. They have no footprint in Southern California. None. UCLA and USC was it. USC and UCLA were always going to get good talent from Southern California. Now, with them gone to the Big Ten, there's no footprint for the Pac-12. The Pac-12, and then you got to take away Stanford because Stanford's not going to allow. It's too hard to get into Stanford, so you're not gonna get the top talent. Not saying y'all can't, but I'm saying they have a very rigorous process. Stanford gets who they want, and normally it's not the top 100, right? So Stanford, you lose all of that recruiting ground.
It's messed up though because you think about. I mean, as much as you want to talk about, USC has put out two. You know, they had Mobley. He was a top 10 pick, and then they had a Kungwu. That was the top 10 pick in basketball.
Yeah, and USC was making a move the last couple of years.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan.
That stinks. They were just starting to put something together on basketball-wise, but.
So Josh said he can see the San Diego State and Fresno State moving to the Pac-10. Oh, I don't know what they're going to be called, the Pac whatever.
Ghetto, boy, ghetto. Yeah, you went from Reggie Bush to Fresno State. Think about that if you're dating. That is really a fall off. You are really not. You're not who you used to be.
So what's interesting about this move as well is that the Pac-12 and the ACC were discussing that whole alliance thing, right? That was like a real thing. Like they were going to legit play each other. And they were going to have an alliance against the SEC after Texas and Oklahoma defected from the Big 12. Well, now that USC and UCLA is gone, who cares? I mean, the flagship school of the Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-12 now, you can have all the alliance you want, is Oregon. And if you think Oregon and Nike is about to sit there floundering, you have lost your mind. They are definitely going to leave. They're going to go somewhere. Ain't no way. They've already said they want to leave and go to the Big Ten.
In exchange for sneakers.
They already said they want to go to the Big Ten.
SEC will let you in for the sneakers. I mean, hey, Florida already Jordan Brand anyway. Come on down.
Nah, they're going to go to Big Ten because then that way they could get Notre Dame in there. Two teams. You put them on each side. Now you got conferences.
I want everybody to hear me very, very clearly. The rest of you chumps got to stop practicing football. Y'all got to play some real football. And as long as y'all don't, this is going to be what you get. Y'all can reshuffle this deck a million times. You can go get your big brother. Lace him up. Come to the South, baby. That's where it is. I'm done here.
Then you have Jordan Conference. Yeah, the Nike Jordan Conference. That's
exactly I can see Mike ass said that this is the Jordan Classic. I can't wait for him to get a chance.
Yeah, well, you know he do Michigan.
Oh, yes. But I cannot wait for him to have his own. He needs a bowl game. The Jordan Classic. Can we get an HBCU Jordan Bowl? God, that would be the epitome. Excellent.
But,
referees to the left.
Be gambling on the side. Oh, that's still going on.
Oh, that'll change the CIAA. Boy, CIAA will be up like never before if it was
Boy, be shooting dice on the. It'd be like, well, they got the craps table over here, right next to Cookout.
Oh my God.
Cookout
and
craps.
That would be the Black Super Bowl.
Cookout and craps stuff.
It's All-Star Week. No, it's CIAA, baby.
And I ain't gonna lie, I would be there the whole time. But anyway, so let's talk about Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC.
Buckle up.
Refs playing quarters during commercial breaks. Dang, but hey, we love Jordan. We want to be sponsor us, but
yeah, us and the entire NBA. Everybody. What do you know? Michael Jordan said, "You gotta take my sneakers off. You're not good enough to play basketball. Like, you're not a good enough basketball player. Are you crazy? No, you can't wear my."
Talking about Jordan Brand, Oklahoma, who's Jordan Brand, and Texas going to the SEC. And the thing about them moving to the SEC, you know, Texas just got Arch Manning. They are kind of killing it in recruiting after he signed. They signed like 4 straight 5 stars or something like that.
I would assume so.
Right afterwards. The thing about Arch Manning is all the Manning quarterbacks except for the dad are pocket passers. He's a pocket passer, which is great. That is awesome. If he went to Texas and Texas was in the Big 12, he would be an amazing quarterback because the Big 12 does not put out great defense and offensive linemen. Well, except for Oklahoma. Oklahoma puts out great offensive linemen. Everybody else, there's not a lot of great defensive linemen that come from the Big 12, especially Texas and Oklahoma.
Defense over there.
So he would be able to stand in the pocket and do whatever he wants. You come over to the SEC, first of all, you in the SEC West. So you already got to play Alabama, and they mad. So you about to play Alabama, whose defensive linemen all run. Will Anderson, I think he'll be gone, but the other kid will be there who all run like 4.4s. If you can't move, Arch Manning, you are a target. And if you are a target, you're going to get hit a whole lot. A whole lot. So
I will say that his brothers, they both played in the SEC, and
they were both targets.
Statues.
Yeah, but the game's changed though. Your linebackers was 6'2", 260 when they played. 6 feet 260, stopping the run. Now they.
Well, no, we see Arch Manning dunking basketballs every day. He seems to be very equipped for this.
Are you gonna set him up to get beat down?
Good luck. They done showed you dunking basketball. Oh, he's a multi-sport athlete. Oh well, we finna see this one sport how athletic you are soon and very soon, my friend.
Yeah, you dunk a basketball.
They play that 1 year. I don't think they expedite that move to the SEC. I think they get him out of there. I think they allow him to get his stock to the peak. No, but he would have to play 1 year in the SEC, huh? He gonna
Hell no, they go 2024. He's the class of 2023. He can redshirt. He'll be a redshirt freshman when they move to the SEC. He'll have 1 year up under his belt.
Yeah, he redshirting.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. This whole move is definitely about him signing is definitely about him playing and going to the SEC. You will make it
out. No, I'd rather show. I'm like, oh, can't. If, when it's that one person who you really don't want to fight, but if you act like you're ready to fight before he get there and then leave, then it's over. Same thing here. I would love to play in the SEC, but the timing is just off. I'm now headed to the NFL. Maybe next lifetime.
When do you think Texas and Oklahoma? When do you think Texas and Oklahoma go to the SEC?
2024.
Yes, he's class of 2023.
Yeah, so
he redshirts 1 year and then he can't leave. He has to play.
I don't think he's redshirting.
Well, then he'll be Then he'll be a sophomore. You can't leave until after your sophomore year.
He better sit that.
And I'm guaranteed, unless he comes in there and they're amazing. I'm not saying it's not possible, but he's already got like 3 quarterbacks ahead of him.
Oh.
3 5-stars. You don't know the names, but
I did. What's his name? The old boy who was at Ohio State who got moved.
Mm-hmm.
Get moved again. What's his name? Mullet McKenzie. Whatever his name is, he gone. Ewers, that's his name. You gonna go again? Know that.
I think they redshirt Arch and they get ready to go over there and they gonna get curb stomped. I think they're gonna get curb stomped because they don't have any linemen.
Don't do that.
They don't have any linemen. Oklahoma doesn't. As soon as they play a team with linemen, what happens to Oklahoma? They put up 30 points in 1 quarter, and you're like, oh my God, they're about to win by 60, and then they don't score no more, and everybody's hurt and beat up, no matter who they play in the SEC.
That's the reason you don't allow your asset to get pummeled. That's the reason you get him out of there. You sell on the fact that you sell high. I'm not gonna take him over there and let him get you. You will believe that he's gonna get monkey stomped. Yes. Well, if you believe that, you can't be the only person who believes that. So there are other people who believe the same thing. Let's not let.
How are you gonna sell high? Unless they're counting on recruiting over the next year to be all linemen, then you can't save him. Georgia just had 3 linemen drafted in the first round, 1, 10, and whatever, and then they got more. They got another top 3 pick next year. Alabama has literally everybody else.
No way that them boys from Georgia can be that good. If that is so,
and Alabama's pissed off, and they got everybody else. You know what I mean? And Texas A&M has literally bought a team. And Texas A&M has bought a team, so they're going to be good.
I can't.
Nick Saban said it, and didn't back down. He said, "I shouldn't have said it, but I stand by what I said." That's what he said. That was his response when they said you should apologize. He said, "I shouldn't have said it, but I stand by what I said."
That's a new one. Skull drag.
Skull drag. Boy,
let's not use that on.
That's like that's the evolution of hit you to the white meat. No. Like that skull drag.
I did give skull drag.
Jesus.
I'm looking for a technical foul. I'm looking for a personal foul. I got somewhere else to be, bro.
But anyway, man, to put a bow on this conference realignment talk, all of this movement means nothing. You still have the same 3 teams at the top, and you just rotate the 4th. It's always going to be Alabama, whoever the SEC East team is, and Ohio State. After that, you rotate. It just happened to be Michigan this year because Ohio State choked.
Plays in that conference by themselves. Penn State.
Well, not anymore. They're about to play USC and UCLA. They're not gonna get on them kids from California no more.
And US now USC quietly is accumulating assets.
USC is about to be
USC
gonna be a destroyer next year. They basically took USC and Oklahoma and went like this.
They're going back to the Pac 10, 12, 11, 12, 19, whatever you want to call it.
You know how bad the Pac 12 would have to be that USC says they're leaving in 2024 and they win the Pac 12 in 2023 right before they leave?
They're gonna
fuck y'all. I'm out.
Because
why would you?
If you can get, because you want to have
the what?
If the Pac, whatever it is, 10, 12, etc., is at a spot, if you can consistently win that, that's your chance into the playoffs every year.
Oh,
so
damn.
It's better for you to be in to be basically Ohio State, where I can guarantee myself into the playoffs damn near every year.
Except for last year.
But you still, like, I think that now that they're gonna have a competitive team, it makes more sense for them to be over there.
Yeah.
Where, I can guarantee every year, as long as I do what I'm supposed to, the rest of these guys are going to be clowns. But me, I can do my job, and it gets me into the playoffs every year. And if I get into the playoffs every year, then it becomes on the coaching on the team. Can we get it home or not? But you're giving yourself the best opportunity to get home every time.
Yeah.
If you lose, though, then you just can't beat them, which we all know is you just can't beat them.
You can't beat them.
Try.
You can't at all. You can't.
This is the whole conversation in a nutshell at the very beginning. You can't beat them. You can try. You just can't. You're not good enough. If you were, you would.
Russ, he said they're doing the OU move. OU stayed in the Big 12 championship. Why move? Well, one, that's a little different because USC doesn't stay in the Pac-12 championship. One, nor does UCLA. 2, OU left because of the bag that OU is about to get versus the bag that USC gets at the Big 10 is way different.
Yeah.
The SEC makes more money than any other conference on their TV.
You recruit. I mean, look at Texas A&M, a team who hasn't even won anything, but you get a chance to get better players because they're going to be seen next to the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm. So they had the number 1 recruiting class. They've been top 3 ever since they moved to the SEC. So imagine the money behind Texas that is going to be able to pay. And Oklahoma has money too. It's all in like copper, but they have money and stuff too. What? No, it is. That's you get a lot of copper.
You're right. I concur. Just I like the depths that we're going to make sure that our listeners understand.
Oh yeah. We do this now. We know some stuff about some stuff. We know a little about a lot, or a lot about a little, depending on how you want to look at it. But
put that up. Put that in your omelet.
But Oklahoma and Texas are going to be able to benefit from $44 million a year.
The SEC is the exclusive club. When they call, you answer and say, "I'm on my way." Mm-hmm. There's not what about? There's not what about anything. Go back to being with the mother boys then. And you don't. Mm-hmm. So, it's the right decision for them. It allows them to lean on a better conference. Long term, it allows them to recruit better players. You would assume it would allow Texas to finally come back to some some level of respectability. Oklahoma.
The NIL allows Texas to come back some respectability. If it wasn't for that, they would still be
good
like
luck,
Reich
Kentucky.
said.
It's tight on you, boy.
Woo! Who becomes the Kentucky of the SEC West? Auburn.
Kentucky. Oh, well, I didn't even think about the reconferencing. But they're gonna go 4 conferences of 4 teams. It's not gonna look anything like what we're used to.
I thought they could only do that if they brought Clemson and Clemson and a Miami in. That's the only way that they could do that because it's got to be 16 teams to do that. It's only 14.
How many are we at now with the addition of OU?
14.
They're going. It's not going to be the same traditional East and West. I don't think. I think it's going to be something where I think because you would want to put your top 2 teams in there. I don't care if it's East or West.
He said Texas gonna win 6 games. Texas gonna win 6. I can see it. I can see it.
You know that one me when she like. Now it's like anything in life. It's gonna be bad before it's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, that first year is gonna be horrid.
And I'm gonna tell you, you are the new guy on the block. They gonna try to whoop your ass.
And Texas A&M right now got the leg up on y'all, and they already mad that y'all coming. They told y'all we came over here to get away from you. That's why we left.
I think it's so many people who have things to prove. Georgia wants to prove that they're legit. Nick Saban is clearly upset about everything.
Oh, Russ said they not winning 6 games. Jesus, the disrespect even had to be.
Chaos is a ladder is what I remember from Game of Thrones. But yeah, Florida is trying to prove that we're back to some semblance of respect. So we're gonna try to whoop your ass. Kirby Smart is trying to cement himself as somebody who's not Nick Saban but needs to be respected. So he's gonna try to whoop your ass. Nick Saban is angry at the world because everybody's whooped his ass.
Unapologetically angry.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher is trying to justify this contract that he's not going to be able to justify.
Jimbo's mad at the world too. He's got to prove that he's a good coach.
You still got Auburn, man.
Low key. You got Arkansas.
Exactly.
Chaney is doing a really good job of recruiting up there now.
And everybody is trying to get their own personal issue off. And you're the new guy. Let me tell you. In the words of get ready to get tried like a freak at a cup party. Good luck and Godspeed, my friend.
Oh, that's terrible. I said Chaney. Fuck him. I meant Sam Pittman. My bad. Sam Pittman is the head coach of Arkansas. Fuck Chaney. We don't like you. You trash.
Well,
he used to be the offensive coordinator.
This message was brought to you by Splash.
Man, he was the offensive coordinator at Georgia when we went to the national championship and got beat on the last second by Alabama with that Tua throw. And then he left and went to Tennessee and said they're going to beat Georgia. Fuck you. I beat you 49-0.
I forgot about Tennessee. They got
nobody cares. Tennessee is Kentucky.
One of the most storied teams in college football history. And now it's like, who?
Nobody cares.
They got rid of Phil Fulmer, and then see, sometimes you break up with the wrong one, and your life just spiral out of control for the rest of your existence.
Tennessee and Texas A&M are the same teams. They're the same thing. Once Jimbo,
woo, somebody gets stealing. You cannot be the same, and one of you getting paid the second most in college football. No, that's not.
Tennessee are they 8-4, 7-5.
Oh, when was the last time Tennessee was 8-4? They'd be happy to be 8-4.
Okay,
8-4 lie.
So Texas A&M and Kentucky are the same team. Whatever you want to say, it is what it is.
And there it goes, right there. Kentucky is another team that gets disrespected. They definitely deserve to be in the ACC.
I've been said they should go to the ACC or the Big 12. At the time, they should have gone to the Big 12.
I think that Kentucky and Vanderbilt should be in the ACC.
Vanderbilt will never leave because they keep the GPA up. Kentucky definitely should go to the Big 12 though, because they would play Kansas. I think that
Vanderbilt doesn't stink in the ACC like they do in the SEC. I feel like Vanderbilt is probably not a good team.
The SEC will never let Vanderbilt leave. They will never let Vanderbilt leave because then the SEC GPA would be, you ain't gonna let them go.
You don't have nobody testing Cheeto.
Hell no. Hell no.
But
I would say,
with us to the end.
I will say Kentucky definitely needs to go to the Big 12, because if Kentucky goes to the Big 12, they play Kansas. And from a basketball team to play Kansas every year, Kentucky and Kansas, like in the division, and then go to the Big 12 championship, that would be good. But they,
and lets you know how little people care about basketball. Right there, you're a basketball powerhouse. But we're not leaving this conference. We're gonna stick right here with these football guys.
We're in the South.
And you got to think, Kentucky puts every NBA player in the NBA every year, and still, nope, we're gonna stick in this football conference and never be competitive.
We ain't never leaving. Anyway, man,
in a conference that nobody respects. Nobody respects any parts of SEC basketball.
Why?
When's the last?
Jabari Parker was
You're
the number
a Georgia
2 pick.
fan, bro. Are y'all still suspended? Are y'all suspended for perpetuity? Y'all got suspended from like being competitive in the Sweet Six. I mean, in the conference, and then Georgia just decided we're scout team basketball only.
Yes, they're not good, but you still have. You say you don't respect SEC basketball. Jabari Parker was just the number 2 pick.
Jabari Parker is a whole different person.
One of them Jabaris. Was the number Jabari Smith. I'm sorry. Jabari Smith is the number 2 pick. Like the SEC quietly, and if you look at the top 25 of last year, it quietly had like 5 or 6 teams in the top 25 the whole year.
I do want to get to the bottom of UGA just never being competitive in basketball again, ever.
Even when they had Anthony Edwards, who was the number 1 pick.
And that's a whole travesty in itself. And it was like, and people were saying, well, he's playing for Georgia, so we don't know if he's good or not.
Did you see Georgia made it to the championship game at the SEC because of him?
But still, I don't know what Georgia's basketball pro. Hey, y'all
that is
true
coaches,
though. Me and Reggie know a moderate amount of basketball. Let us coach it. We can at least get y'all.
Texas and Oklahoma in basketball will actually build up the SEC. Now, I didn't even think of and baseball. You got LSU, Texas, and OU. Yep. Softball, Oklahoma's just won the 2 championships in softball.
Now we pod. You're right. I was exactly thinking about it. I mean, this is a good move, but
we were talking about football, but damn, this is a power move from an AD perspective.
Transaction.
Right. From an AD perspective and from a president of the SEC perspective, this is definitely putting your nuts on the table. But anyway, let's
no, it's a robbery. Get down and lay down. Either you join us or we'll see you on the other side, Uncle Charles.
Let's pivot. We've talked about college football. We've talked about Baker Mayfield. Talked about that. Y'all know we can't have a Saturday morning live in the NBA offseason. Do the football scouts take all the basketball players and say you could be the white man on campus as a wide receiver? Nah, basketball money's too crazy. Free agency.
It depends on how good you are. If you are a 6th string, hey, you know what? You might want to get on out there on the football field.
You could play tight end or defensive end. You could do one of those. But basketball, we're still here. I mean, if hurry up and wait was a person, it would be Kevin Durant in the Nets. It has been 7 to 8 days. I think it's been 9 days since he requested a trade.
7 whole days. Not a word from you.
7 whole. I know all the ad libs to that because my mom. Now that I think about that, what were my parents going?
I know Betty LaBelle and Tony Braxton, inside and outside.
Inside out, a little bit of Whitney in there. I know all of that. But I guess that tells you what point of life your parents were in. But Kevin Durant's been like almost a week and a half since he's requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. We started out free agency. It was chaos, and then Kevin Durant requested a trade. Kyrie Irving opted into $36 million, and it has been silent in terms of large moves since then. The Nets allegedly turned down 2 players and 5 picks for Kevin Durant from the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I'm not the biggest 5 picks guy.
I am if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves. Or the Oklahoma City Thunder. Or the, team, or the Utah Jazz.
Well, the Timberwolves think that they're a contender now. And they have to be. They have to be a contender now. You have $423 million invested in 2 players in your front court. You have 2 7-footers.
Fully guaranteed.
You got to make it happen. You have to. And you have Anthony Edwards.
Not fully.
Who's going to be able, he's going to be able to say, you're going to pay me. Hey, he can go ahead and fire his agent. Whatever the max is, give it to me or I'm leaving. It's that simple. I don't need somebody else to send that email.
Yeah.
Max me. Max or die. Max or cream. Whatever it is, I want my money.
But this Kevin Durant request, this I don't even want to say Kevin Durant. The Nets trade request has like a trickle down effect because he, quick summary, that he put in his teams. He wants to go to Miami or Phoenix, which in itself is going to be difficult.
I do not care. If we break up, I don't care where you want to live next. I do not care. Live under a bridge, father.
But what that makes it difficult though, because you can't suppose. We'll just for shits and giggles, we're a Hawks podcast. Suppose the Hawks come with a package of 2 players and 3 picks, right? John Collins, Clint Capella, or 3 players and Bogey, and 3 picks for Kevin Durant. Like, as a team, but Kevin Durant's like, I don't want to play for Atlanta. You can't make that trade no matter what you're saying. Why, if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, why would I make that trade if he's making it explicitly known that I don't want to go to Atlanta and I will not play?
Oh, it's very don't negotiate with terrorists. But then if you don't want to go there, then you sit here.
I'll
be more than happy to waste your time. No matter what, my season you've already ended my season. Once I come to grips with the fact that my season is over, you got to come to grips with your season is over. And if you want to sit here like 2 damn fools, then 2 damn fools we will be.
Does he have a no trade clause?
I mean that the no trade clause is kind of inconsequential to a guy who can say no.
I guess he has a no trade clause. He does not have a no trade clause.
But I mean, if he says I'm not going to play, then it's the equivalent of.
Ooh. But
if you that's a good
tangent.
Play crazy black. Back. Okay, then just sit here. Our season was over when you ended it. So everything at this point is now on you. Waste your own time. And if you want to stay at home and we don't pay you, that's fine too.
So you made a good point there. Have we really seen the end of the no trade clause? There's a no trade clause, and it's really, if a player says I'm just not going to go there, there's no point. What is there? Why would you put in a no trade clause and negotiate for that? If I can just at the end of the day say, oh, I'm just not going to go, I'll fine you. Okay, that's fine.
Because in the event there are
legal proceedings.
No, not that. But if it doesn't go sour, if it doesn't go completely sour, you then kind of maintain your ability to decide where you go. This is just a situation that's going super sour. So if not for him setting this thing on fire the way that it did, they could probably be like, all right, well, I won't trade you anywhere. But the fact that you let Kyrie set this thing on fire, yeah, at that point, if the season was more salvageable, then the no trade would matter. Because you would be trying to get him to a place and be trying to get something in return. But the fact that this is so colossal and you know that there's no quick fix for them, in this case, yeah, we are negotiating with terrorists at this point.
So where does he end up? I mean, if he goes to the Heat, you're not going to
hopefully in the West. Hopefully in the West. That's the only thing that I ask for. I don't assume. I mean, keep him out of the East, number one. Number two, do not bail out the Miami Heat, which are right at the end of like kind of killing themselves. As soon as they lost PJ Tucker, I was like, ooh, nobody noticed. That's a big move.
Yeah,
because Bam Adebayo is already he's an undersized power forward, and he's going to need help. So you just can't really stick Tyler Hero in the lineup and go from there. You need another move. So don't give them the power forward that they need to unfuck them. Make them sit in purgatory. They will probably die because Jimmy is not going to allow them to lose. And you got Duncan Robinson, who's getting paid like $20 million out of the rotation, and Tyler Hero, who doesn't play defense. Miami is beatable. Don't arm your enemies.
I can see a 3-team trade where that happens, though. Here, I can see a 3-team trade where Kevin Durant ends. No.
Yes, I'm moving Lowry. If I'm doing anything, and money wise, you gotta get $35 million Lowry out of there before you can have KD. Maybe I can't see the situation where you have Max Bam, Max KD, $35 million Lowry,
Max Jimmy,
and Max Jimmy, and anything else.
Yeah.
But what else do you need?
So maybe Houston's out of there, and you throw Phoenix in there instead, because Phoenix would then have Max Book, Max KD. Ayton's gone. Ayton is out of there on that trade, and they don't have anybody else that's a max. I don't even think CP3 is a max. He might be a max. He's 40-something million. He's a max player.
That's such a remember he created that contract for himself. Mm-hmm. That's such a win now, son situation.
You will win now when you sign CP3.
You will win now because you will be able to have you have the prototype at 3 different positions. You have your prototypical pass first point guard in Chris Paul. You have your prototypical slashing 2 at Devin Booker, and you will have your
all world 3-4 stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have the best backcourt / 1, 2, 3.
You have 2. Yeah, you have 2 of the best scorers in the NBA, and probably the number 1 guy getting them the ball.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah. So one of the fallout.
But it's not us. It's not in the East. At least in him. That's my singular. I have 2 requests. Keep John Collins, and y'all figure this out. And please send Kevin Durant to the West. That's all I'm asking for. Speaking
of John Collins, man, it seems that the Hawks made a series of moves that was very interesting. The first move was they did not trade John Collins. Now, I've always said that if there is a KD trade, it's going to have to be a multiple team trade, and John Collins would probably be involved, because that means I could see where KD goes to Phoenix, Clint Capella, and John Collins go to somewhere else, and then we get DeAndre Ayton in the signing trade on a similar deal that John Collins has. I could see that happening. Which means you'd have to get a defensive 4. But there's been no that's where I'm going, Sneaky. There's been no real movement or talk on the John Collins thing. And the thing is, we haven't heard anything. It's not like we haven't heard nothing from John Collins. The only thing we've heard from is the front office saying that giving us mixed bag of answers. John Collins is crazy. We're not trading him. Or y'all are crazy. We're not trading John Collins. Or we're trying to get the best.
Y'all been trying to trade John Collins for 3 seasons now, so we ain't crazy.
So I would say that he's in this deal, the KD deal, until this move right here was made. When we signed Frank Kaminsky, I was like, well, first he takes the Gorgie Jang spot, right? Gorgie Jang signed with the Spurs. Spurs? Yeah, the Spurs.
Peace.
So we got Frank Kaminsky to take that spot on a 1-year deal. But that also 1-year deal, now that I think about it, still leaves them open for him to be moved because he's an expiring contract now. So if you're trying to make a trade for another player.
But it's a minimum expiring. That could be literally any human in the NBA.
So do you think that the Hawks are going to get rid of, first of all, how you feel about the Frank Kaminsky signing? Do you think it symbolizes something that we're kind of done in free agency, or is it part of a package to put together for a bigger move?
I think so, because if you're a team, Frank Kaminsky was available. So you're not like, oh, I need him in a trade package. You could have just, hey man, come sign for my team. So there's no real value in that Frank Kaminsky as a player. Like I told you before, I do think he is the Gallo fill-in / hey, I'm tall enough, I I'm big enough, and I can shoot that you can just kind of fill in. We do know that Jaylen Johnson had what I assume to be like a PRP injection. Mm-hmm. So he's going to miss some time, and that's the reason he's not playing Summer League. So you got a guy who's a competent adult basketball player who doesn't need a ton of minutes and can still stretch the floor because he can shoot. So when he's out there, you can have some spacing on the floor. I don't hate this pick. The reason I don't think that we're looking to trade John Collins anymore, because if you trade John Collins, you probably got to trade Clint Capella too in order for it to work. Because you can't upgrade on John Collins without moving Clint Capella.
Which, if you do that, you would basically be swapping the roles of the 5 and the 4 on our team. Clint Capella is the 5, is the person that is really not supposed to be relied on at all on offense, except for to get rebounds, set picks, and catch lobs. John Collins is supposed to be able to kind of more work towards getting his own shot. If you trade those two and you get maybe an Ayton back, which is what we're linked to the whole time, is DeAndre Ayton or even a Miles Turner, you're making the 5 the focal point of offense, and you're going to try to find a 4 to be the focal point of defense. And I don't know if I would make that trade, where I would rather have the 5 as my focal point of defense, just because normally your 5 is a bigger person.
The only thing that I see that makes any level of sense is probably like, if I'm moving somebody, realistically, you can't improve at the spot of 4. The guys who are better than John Collins are not going to be available at this point, and they're gone on free agent. You just can't. And if you're a team that's committed to getting better and being competitive, then you can't get rid of what is your oldest tenured player and probably your second best player. Mm-hmm. You can't move him. So the only thing that I've seen that's reasonable is somehow we acquire Miles Turner because he can shoot. You can space the floor a little bit better. You allow John Collins to flourish.
There's no, Sneaky, to answer your question, no, there's no way I would trade John Collins. I would trade Clint Capella for Miles Turner.
Yes. But the issue with that is, and of course, if you listen to the reports, Trae Young loves Clint Capella because Clint Capella plays defense for him. Now, he says it's more of their friendship and bond, but I think it's...
I was about to say, he did not say that he loves Clint Capella because Clint Capella plays defense. You made that up.
I cooperated that statement. I didn't duck that smoke at all. I agree. But yes, he's made it very clear that he would like Clint to stay. So if Clint stays, then you kind of need John to stay, because there's no way to get a guy anywhere near as good as John Collins.
No, there's not. Yes, there it is. I was able to add the IG chat. Can you see that? You see the IG chat?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, Sid.
Yeah, there's no way to get any better at the 4. And with another creator that should space the floor out a little bit more, and it should make life easier for John Collins. Do I think John Collins wants out? I think so. I think he's sick of it. I think
he just wants reassurance. I don't even think he really wants to leave. And I also think there's been rumors that his agent is the one like, yo, y'all need to stop letting him jerk you around like this.
Yeah, like and that's like, do I think that John Collins? Let me clarify what I meant by that. Do I think that John Collins wants to leave the Atlanta Hawks? No. Do I think that John Collins is sick of the disrespect that the Atlanta Hawks give to him? He should be. That's the reason if and when he gets traded, I'm not upset about it. He's been too good of a player with too positive of an attitude. He's shrunk his role in order to make everybody else comfortable, and we still every year for the last 3 years have tried to trade him.
And there's really no one to trade him for. Like, you're not gonna get anybody better than him because the people that are better than him are like all pro, and
all-stars.
You don't want to trade
maybe Hall of Famers.
You don't want to trade anybody worse than him because that means you're gonna get picks. And you can see that we don't play our draft picks in the first year anyway.
And you also got him, and it's and him specifically. You have to trade him west because he's so young. You can't afford to trade him in the conference and to see him every game. I mean, we'll see him for years to come and him kick your ass. That will make you look stupid considering you already traded away Luka for Trey. And you can, you can mince that words until the end of time. But at the end of the day, as a general manager, as ownership, there are only so many bad transactions people allow you to make before they're like, it's you.
So we'll see, man. I'm happy he's still a Hawk. I think that the Hawks will either pay for this now or later. Here's what I mean.
You're exactly right. Just like they did when they didn't sign him early. You're going to pay for it.
You're going to pay for this now or later. Either you're going to trade him and he's going to ball out, or you're going to keep him and he's going to ball out, and you're going to have to pay him in 3 years anyway. And you have to pay him, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's going for the 150. It ain't going to be no 125 discount.
150?
That hometown discount.
That
hometown discount ain't going to work. So the way that the Hawks have handled this whole situation, it's kind of a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose because you've screwed him over.
Kirk Cousins. That's exactly who this situation has become. Where the situation where once you franchise tagged him is now like you're playing catch-up trying to fix a relationship, and he knows the only guys who are better than me are top-tier guys, all-stars and Hall of Famers. And you're never going to get the return on investment. So you might have to, and you can't take a loss.
You can't. Then you take a step back, and if you take a step back, now you're doing exactly what the ownership doesn't want.
You risk losing Trey and DeJounte Murray, and at that point, everything crumbles.
And then you would have built up the Spurs as you crumble down, and you would have been fleeced. Right now, it's looking like as when you made that move with DeJounte, I didn't think about it from this angle here. See, hey, people listening, I need a tinfoil fitted. But when you made that move for DeJounte Murray, I think that hindsight 2020, that may have been the signal that we're not going to get rid of John Collins. Because DeJounte Murray he really is a pass-first point guard. He can score, but he really is a pass-first scorer. That's why his numbers is comparable to Russell Westbrook, but his game isn't.
Correct. It's similar. But he's just it seems to be a little bit more responsive. Mm-hmm. But when you get Murray, you're getting a guy who's in the arc. He's best inside the perimeter. So in order for you to trade for John Collins, and even if you're going to take a slight loss, you got to find a guy who can shoot that shit. And that is where you really find, and there are not that many guys who can do much else than just be tall and shoot other than John Collins.
Well, you wouldn't get taller. If you trade John Collins, like you said, you trade Clint Capella. And the only trade that I've seen so far that makes sense of trading those two is Ayton and Crowder. That's the only two. And Crowder is a 3-and-D guy, and even though he's only 6'6", he's a 3-and-D guy, but you now have Ayton at the 5, you'd have Hunter at the 3, Murray and Trey. Yeah, I don't know why even.
I don't think you have 3 all-star level guys. I think that Clint Capella, if he could get back to 15 and 15, he's right around an all-star.
He is not.
At 15 and 15, you're an all-star.
You are not. Who is he going to start over? Who's going to be on an all-star team over? At 15 and 15 at a center. Who? Joel? Jokic?
No, Jokic is West.
Oh, East? Joel?
Bam. You took 15 and 15.
He wouldn't be over. Bam's going to get you 20. Maybe not.
No. And not with their other situation. That spot is available.
You're right. Let's see. East. Knicks, Nets. None of them.
Oh, and KD will be out of there. It'll be another spot available.
Yeah. So you might be right. If Clint gets 15 and 15, I mean, there's really no other centers to choose from in the East.
Look at the bigs. Charlotte don't have a big. I mean, you can beat Julius. Julius is beatable. The Nets don't have anybody at this point. Yeah. I mean, Giannis, I assume, is the only fixture in the East that I feel is unfadable. It ain't no way around him.
As a big man,
he is a permanent fixture. But everybody else, John Collins, you could be an all-star. Clint Capella, you could be an all-star. It's up to you, and it also depends on what type of offense.
Is New Orleans in the East or West? Oh, Banchero? No. Well,
I mean, Summer League All-Star for sure.
Yeah, definitely a Summer League All-Star off one game.
But when you play against them men, we're gonna see. It's gonna be the men. You might not be the best big on his team next year. You might be
Kristaps,
a starter.
So Capella starts over Kristaps if both are healthy.
Kristaps who?
Porzingis.
Boy, hell no. Get the hell out of here.
If they're both healthy. Because they both have had injury concerns.
Man, I don't care if he eat broccoli every day. Kristaps.
Imagine you said broccoli. I said if they're both healthy. Everyone said eat broccoli.
The Wizards are not going to be able. They're not going to be a team that I think is going to be much of anything. I think that Clint Capella should be more worried about Robert Williams than damn Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, I forgot about Robert Williams.
You did. I knew you did.
AJ said, "Did y'all talk about how scary the Warriors are going to be?"
You the only person who didn't know that, Lakers fan.
We already know how.
We knew it. we knew it midway through this season what they was gonna be next season when James Wiseman and Moses Moody show up and Jonathan Kuminga. What? And then they done drafted some more boys who look like they.
Moses Moody looks scary. Moses Moody, defensive wise, he did 34 last night on 3 missed shots.
That boy was shooting free throws, like 3 points looking like free throws. I was like, oh, no, Lord. You got to stop. Well, they just got Jordan Poole. No. And I seen Wiseman shooting threes. Man, y'all got to chill out. Their player development is unrivaled. But that's a West Coast problem. West Coast Productions, y'all hold that down. We're over here on the East trying to get it in.
No, said the Warriors are not getting old. Said we just named 4 players under 22.
Y'all keep my brother lifted in prayer. He wants to trade for Zion. So he not know what he does.
Zion got that 230 mil, 17 mil.
For 85 games.
$217 million.
For 85 games.
I can see why he said I can't sign it fast enough.
No, Hey, y'all I'm gonna have my signature waiting. I'm gonna PDF this thing. Wherever y'all need me to stamp it, drop it, wherever it is, I just need the money. I won't be here in anyway. He's not gonna. New Orleans, y'all. I mean, New Orleans did the right thing. You make the asset as valuable as possible, and you trade it. I do think that they should have traded for Julius and that 11th pick, though. I think that would have been the perfect win for them. And
yeah, the way the draft played out, yeah, it would have worked out. That pissed me off, but Zion will still be a Hawk in 2 years. No, he won't. Said, who are you? Who are you, Said? Who are you, Said?
What position is Zion gonna play? The 3 or the 4?
If he plays 85 games next year, that's a big win. Zion, now that we talked about Jay Crowder, Zion should try to be an athletic Jay Crowder. He should play defense. He should play the 4. He should just go try to dunk on everybody.
He is not going. Well, number one, his foot speed is not anywhere near fast enough on defense. Number 2, he's going to be over 300 pounds because of his metabolism eventually.
I don't know, man. He done lost some weight. He's in shape. He didn't heard y'all talking about him.
Okay, let's have a man-to-man discussion here, Reggie. Me and you have both gained weight and lost weight. And you know what it's like when you're best shape, right? That also takes the most investment on a regular basis in order to get to your peak shape.
Regular basis, I think, is where he loses.
Every time. He needs to be a workout warrior every day in order to stay at that shape and eat a regimen. And I don't believe that's possible. I don't believe that he's that invested. I think that he's in a situation where he needs to prove people to be wrong.
Yes, we have all seen Zion play. Everybody across all these social media networks of watching this podcast disagree with you. They disagree with you on YouTube. They disagree with you on Twitch. They disagree with you on Facebook. They disagree with you on IG.
In the real world, in this very metaverse that we live in, Zion he's gonna have to be peak Zion every day.
Well, he got the money for it. He got 197 mil.
That is not money. Is not his motivation. And this is the same thing I said. If money wasn't the reason, because the money is guaranteed now.
Yes.
It's not. You can't get the money back. So now it is strictly intrinsic motivation. Do you think that he's a workout warrior? No, none of us do. And the money is guaranteed, so you can't take the money back. He has no motivating factors at this point.
He does. He does this year. That's how he got in shape. He definitely has motivating factors this year.
No, he had motivating factors to get them to sign the max contract. What is his motivation now?
That y'all been doubting me. Y'all called me. They made a whole Mardi Gras float that said of him with a broke foot eating chicken.
He didn't get in shape. He didn't get in shape in February when Mardi Gras was. He got in shape when the money came around.
Sad, man. He's not the best young player since LeBron.
He's not even close. Have you seen?
Sad. I be trying to rock with you because you're argumentative against Norwood, and that's what I like. But sad, man.
not even in the.
Well, go to New Orleans. You a Pelicans fan from here on out, and you let me know how that works out.
He's already got the money, and we don't believe that he's going to work out. What is it going to look like? And let's be very honest here. You're probably going to do some losing this season. So imagine once you're paid and you're going to do some losing.
Depending on how BI plays.
Well, I mean, you would think the Warriors are back. What else is? Oh, the Clippers are back.
We don't believe. Do you believe in the Lakers? I think the Lakers are going to spend enough money to be somewhere relevant.
LeBron, I'm not putting it on the Lakers, but LeBron is back.
Rest of Phoenix is back. Well, we don't know what Phoenix is going to do with Ayton.
Oh, Phoenix, Dallas is now attempting to put a team together. Yeah,
Minnesota.
You're gonna have to fight, and
I forgot about Minnesota.
Oh yeah, and Minnesota. And what are you gonna do when you're matched up against Karl Anthony Towns?
I'm still betting on Zion because Zion ain't known to be soft. Zion's just known to be fat. But one thing you can be, if you are shorter and stockier, you can stop somebody that is taller and is charming. You can do that. And I don't believe either one are fast enough to go
defense. He's not a really good defender. I didn't say the Lakers were back. I said LeBron is back.
LeBron is a top do you see? Look at the IG. AJ said that the Lakers are back. And then folks,
AJ is delusional. That's my friend. We just keep him lifted up in prayer. The Lakers ain't back. No times. They'll be on their back first. 27
9. Where you talking about? You talking about summer league?
When was the last time you saw him score 27 points or have 9 rebounds? I'll wait. Yeah. The man that he called that man kitten is disrespectful.
Oh man.
And number one, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get right on out of here. There's only one kitten that I respect, and it's not Karl Anthony Towns. That's a different discussion for a different day. If you missed it, that joke wasn't for you.
There's another joke there too. Because if you missed it, that means you probably don't. But
yeah. But yeah, I don't. Betting on Zion is such a bad bet, and even the Pelicans didn't bet on him because they had all these.
Yeah, they have a shit ton of getting hurt restrictions. So
and let me tell you, that is the equivalent of a prenuptial for a marriage. That means that things might not go the way.
But what works for you works for you, though.
I ain't gonna necessarily, it ain't gonna go the way that I believe, but just in case it don't go the way that I believe, I want to make sure that I'm good.
Ain't nothing but a little marriage insurance. Ain't nothing wrong with a little marriage insurance.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little Zion insurance. I think that's a very smart thing for them to do.
The jokes write themselves. Oh man.
Hey
man.
Shout out to the real kidney.
There's still so. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, man. You gonna make me get us canceled for real. Hey man, so we've come to the part of the Splashcast Saturday Morning Live where we have exhausted our topics that we really wanted to talk about today. We are 28 minutes past how long we wanted to be on today. We know that you guys have stuff to do, but it's actually raining outside, so I don't have anything to do. We talked about Baker Mayfield. You reported our page, said that's all right. That's all right.
I know Zuckerberg. Try it again.
Oh man, the conference realignment with Texas and OU going to the SEC, UCLA and USC going to the Big Ten. What does this mean for Notre Dame? Is the ACC about to implode as well? We don't know. And then we talked about basketball. KD has everybody in a chokehold. Hopefully the Hawks keep John Collins, and Zion is not averaging 27 and 9. Said. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there.
Never.
With that being said, man, if y'all don't have anything else to talk about, what you want to talk about, Norwood, or we can just go ahead and head on out.
Fellas, Sneaky Russ said, y'all got any topics, or AJ, as long as it's not Lakers related. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, go ahead and shoot it. Man, I told y'all that Kenneth Lofton Jr. was going to be a problem. I was very, very, very surprised that he did not get drafted. He is destroying players bigger than him taller than him in the very clear.
In the summer league. He destroys Chet. The dude that the Spurs are trying to get from France last year, he destroyed him too. Next year, he destroyed him too. He played so well. They didn't even play him in the second summer league game. It was like, just going. You don't even need to dress out, big dog.
And he's on the right team too. He is right where they're gonna let him
talk all the shit he want to talk to.
Yeah, he want to be Zach Randolph 2.0. I do like that guy. As much as I talk trash about Zion being out of shape, I want to see Kenny Lofton Jr. get in great shape and destroy the NBA in the paint. That's the only thing. Like, he looks more like a football player than a basketball player right now. I really hope he commits to getting in great shape and giving the NBA hell. I think that as much as I think we're going to see our enough of the Memphis Grizzlies, I do really think that guy could be good. And I hope that he really takes, getting in shape and the grit and grind from why did I want to say Minnesota, but not Minnesota, but Memphis. And he might be something, man. I like that guy a lot.
He's a problem, man. He's a problem. He is a problem. If he does get in shape, I think he could be what we want Zion to be and be the next iteration of Charles Barkley.
Yep. And his jumper just looks more like a regular jumper than Zion. But Sid told me that Zion going to play 75% of the games this season. I'm intrigued on seeing that.
75% of 82 games?
We have paid a steak dinner on that for $100 American dollars.
Said, you know how much 75% of 82
is? It's too late now. It's been properly motioned and seconded.
So you say he gonna play 60 games this year? Said.
Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all.
Just from a load management perspective, they're not going to let him play 60 games. They might keep him at 60 games, assuming he doesn't get hurt.
Like I said.
They're draft picks into a trade?
Oh, we do have a bet. Yes, we do. I concur. That's the reason I recorded it on this very medium, so the world could identify. No worries. Thank you. Kindly.
What do you think about OKC? I think OKC, if they were to just get a sponsorship of Muscle Milk, would win win the NBA championship. They got all the tall, skinny people ever.
Boy, that's a nasty world we live in. He just went to 70. Boy,
70% is 56 games.
OKC is the Harlem Globetrotters now. It looks cool. It's gonna be interesting, but it's very simple. Would I buy season tickets to watch the OKC Thunder?
Yes, if I lived in Oklahoma, I would. What else you gonna go watch? You gonna go to Norman? What else you gonna watch?
You're gonna disrespect. He does have a puncher's chance, but math. I'll take that bet.
56 games.
But no, for me, I don't think that they haven't committed to anything yet. And if you're a team that's non-committal, then it doesn't matter. Are they really trying to win with SGA, Josh Giddey, the Slim Towers, and whatever else they have left, or are they still trying to accumulate assets? I think they're trying to do both. And if you're doing both, then you ain't gonna be able to do one very good, which I think makes it a team in a difficult West already.
The Warriors say different.
But no, don't.
The Warriors literally, the Warriors did exactly what everybody says you can't do. You cannot keep the team you have and accumulate assets. You can't play for the present and plan for the future. You have
two of the greatest shooters of all time. The OKC, in fact, does not have any of the greatest shooters in the NBA right now.
I mean, that's true. But what I'm saying is they have a very good collection. That said it. Josh Giddey had a triple-double in the first Summer League game.
Hey,
Chet Holmgren broke the record. They just all got to get in the gym.
Until you play men, and then you're something like, damn, we don't have anybody on our team that's over 200 pounds.
Nobody. They have nobody on their team.
Nobody, baby. Boy, you finna get destroyed by adults. What are you finna
do? SGA might win Most Improved Player, though, because he has a lot of people that can shoot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I do like SGA. I think that Josh Giddey is not a bad basketball player. Pokusevski, I'm still interested in. Chet, we're going to see how it plays out. I don't want people to think that I'm a Chet hater, so I'm just like, we're going to see how it plays out. But with that said, I don't think that when you have to play against any real man, when you see Julius, you're going to have a problem. When you see Clint Capella, you're going to have a problem. When you see Bam Adebayo, you're going to have a problem. Anybody who has an adult on their team physically,
well, you could probably sign some veteran mid-level exceptions. Ooh. If I'm OKC, I trade for Donovan Mitchell. You already have him under contract. You have the players. You pair him with SGA and Giddey and Chet, and you got picks already. Why not? Why not? You're not going to be able to get anybody else.
No rebounds.
Chet.
I think he's not going to be a bad rebounder because he's just that tall and he has good hand-eye coordination. So if I think he gets the hands on the ball, he's gonna get it. But at the same time, not against these guys. What do you think he's gonna do when it comes to like Rudy Gobert? Ain't a rebound he finna get.
Go along for the ride.
Hey man, this 7-foot Frenchman is getting all the rebounds.
That boy said he is a great value Porzingis.
But Porzingis is tall and skinny, so people just put tall and skinny guys
Chet's
together.
Game is different. Chet is more of a playmaker than Porzingis was.
But Porzingis is also 30 pounds heavier.
Very much so. He's 220, which is still ridiculous. He's also 3 inches taller, though. Chet is like 7 feet. Porzingis is 7'3".
Exactly.
And that's your 30 pounds right there.
Now, if he could get 30 more pounds, then you're talking about a different guy. But if you add 30 pounds to Chet, how do you have to do that the right way, or he'll break. You can't add 30 pounds to a dude who only weigh 190.
Yeah,
you're gonna break the twig. So you gotta make sure that you kind of put that weight on the right way, and until he gets that, he's more talented than Porzingis, but Porzingis is more NBA ready. And you see guys like Banchero, he got an NBA body.
We did not mean to go into Summer League, but let me tell y'all something. Banchero, how you pronounce it? I see why Orlando went with him number one over Chet and Jabari. And it's not because, to me, those three, you could have intermingled all three of those, to me. Because they're all their game, except for Jabari. Jabari is like hands and feet above both of them defensively. But because he's able to guard the 1 through the 4, really. But Banchero, with that 250-pound body and the way that he was passing, first off, Duke, I don't know what y'all were doing. Because obviously you weren't using him the best way. Because he looked.
Well,
now, of course,
the whole team did get drafted, though.
The whole team.
We drafted a drunk dude, too, so.
So, I mean, now I will say I'm trying not to be a prisoner of the moment. It is the first game of Summer League.
You saw that. You saw that, though.
But he was out there. I was like, hold on. His first shot was a step back 3 at 250. Then he posted somebody up and did a no-look pass. I was like, oh, okay, hold on.
Could you imagine if he had messed around and got to the Rockets with Jalen Green?
Ugh. That would have been a disrespectful. That would have been a disrespectful team.
And all the draft picks that they have now, woo, boy, crisis averted. I'm glad y'all got Jabari.
Because I'm gonna let y'all know right now, KD would have been right there with Banchero up there, and yeah.
No, Nets was clearly gonna ask. Nets gonna ask for
all three of them.
Can you reach out to Jesus of Nazareth, see if he's available? We would love to have him on the team.
Boy, the next one, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, they want everybody for KD, dog. Look at Sad coming in here talking about Banchero's already at his ceiling. He'll have a fast start, and the other rookies will catch up. Jabari can't shoot. Chet needs to gain 70 pounds to be the same weight as
Banchero. You think that Banchero will not get any better than he is today? That's so egregious. See, that's the problem.
After one summer league
17 years old. Yep, this is as good as you ever be right
Said
here.
You gave me the hiccups, bro.
I might not even be done growing yet, old.
Hey, man, we done. We have come to the end of Saturday Morning Live. I got the hiccups now. I'm sad. You pissing me off. Gave me the hiccups. I can't even finish. I can't even goddamn outro this shit. Man, I'm laughing and my chest hurt. My chest hurt, man. Okay, Banchero's 19, sneaky instead of 17, whatever. You still born in 2005 or 2003. It don't matter. Whatever. Hey, man, Norwood, take us out. I'm about to mute myself because I keep hiccuping.
That hiccup hurt too, boy. Look at that. Ooh. That is pain in the diaphragm, boy. He is dying over there. But yes, thank y'all for coming out today. Another fantastic Saturday Morning Live. We rocked this one for almost an hour and 45 minutes. Fantastic conversations. Please do not lean on my brother's understanding when it comes to Zion Williamson. Clearly, he is a person of passion. He's got a good soul, I promise y'all, but sometimes he believes in the unbelievable. With that said, we are ready for another fantastic week of potting. We will be back here for Monday Night Raw. We will then have the Atlanta edition come out on Tuesday. Splashcast 12-pack will come out on Wednesday. And then for everybody who did not catch it on Monday Night Raw, Thursday around the league, you get everything. And we are talking basketball free agency. We're going to cover all of it in depth. Thank you guys for hanging out once again. We nailed it. Reggie, can you tell them where they can find us before we get out of here? Because I'm about to disappear. I need to lay back down.
I want to, but
no. I got it. Very simple. Y'all can find us on Instagram at The Splashcast. Y'all can follow us at Twitter at _The Splashcast. We have the please go to the link tree. That's where all the links are. You can find us on YouTube at The Splashcast, Apple Podcasts, The Splashcast, Spotify, The Splashcast. We have 2 different Spotifys, one for the playlist. Please clean up your house, apartment, wherever you may live, and put on the master playlist this weekend. You can find us on Twitch, where we do everything live, and then we are attempting to grow the Splashcast. And then, like Reggie told y'all, that Splash Spangle Banner playlist is fire. Please go back and listen to it. Thank y'all for rocking with us. It's been a tough week for me and Reg, but we are back. We are happy to be back in the seat. And of course, it's only one thing for us to do now. Reggie, we're not gonna ask you to do anything because you might mess around and pull a sternum.
I think I'm good now. I think I'm good now, man.
Everybody pour yourself a beverage. Y'all be safe this weekend. Keep your head on the swivel because they tripping out there. Splashcast out. Adios, mi amigos.
Adios, mi amigos. Love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Peace out. Do 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 do.
Real shit. We're gonna let the music vibe. Matter of fact, we're gonna let the music ride while you vibe. Talk to him, Uncle Chuck.
Such a beautiful lady, in so many ways. You've been so good to me. Yeah, I'm constantly daydreaming with you on my mind all the time.